Why are these
Babe.
lights on?
Babe.
Not in this car.
Stop
2 minutes.
David,
I'm
Gordy
leaving.
won't leave me alone.
Did you brush your teeth?
Gordy,
Which one
what
are
are
you
you
supposed to
doing?
eat?
Mom, that's
on,
in the
guys.
toilet again.
Yeah, she's ready.
Recording.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
Gordy,
what's that
get
smell?
your shoes.
Clean your room.
Gordy, was that you? Babe.
David.
Bye-bye.
It's
Ladies,
Mom.
we
Mom.
can drive.
Another snack.
Oh,
Where'd everybody go?
I love you guys so much. Babe, are you in the bathroom again?
howdy, y'all, and welcome to another episode of Herm's House. I'm your host, Herm, and as always, my lovely co-host, my beautiful wife, Christine.
Hello.
Did you like my howdy, y'all?
Howdy, y'all.
Yeah, just start because I got my George Strait t-shirt on today, and we went country music in this weekend. So I kind of we're in the mood. At least I am. But I
You're
always am.
still in the mood. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you're always in the mood for country
well, yes,
music.
right.
Like, all the time, 24/7. That's all we listen to. Whenever we listen to music,
That's all.
especially because we
It's not
have a
fair.
rule in the car that whoever's driving
Correct.
gets to pick the playlist and the music we listen to.
That's true.
And since you drive
All the time
all the time,
because you have terrible choices in music.
that's what we listen to. Is that the reason why you drive all the
It's a
time?
big. It is a large portion of the reason.
That's very rude.
Is it?
I think like it would just be
You
fun.
just listen to a lot of show tunes.
You want to know, and then
And
you expect me to
Jazz music.
stay awake on long road trips, but all you listen to is a sad
I don't
country
expect you.
music,
I don't expect you to say wait.
farm boy emo.
Not anymore.
It's all sad. Like, and you're like, this is us if we ever break up. This is us if you ever leave me. This is us when you run off with another guy. You're just like,
First of all, I say this is me, not us.
oh,
But anyways,
oh, so you're just imagining other girls then?
no, I'm saying because you're leaving. The song is about like him being at the bar, not them being at the bar.
Sure.
Him,
Nice.
and then you're off with whatever new Joe you found. And we're not getting a divorce, at least not any.
If you just watched our anniversary episode,
Yeah, at least not. I don't think so.
to announce after our anniversary episode,
Don't leave me.
starts playing Amarillo by Morning.
Up from San Antonio. I was wanting to discuss because we did go country music dancing this past weekend to celebrate our buddy Vince's birthday. Shout out to Vince. He is the father of our beautiful little goddaughter Ava. But we're hanging out with him and his friends, and the more we go to these places, because it's heavily populated by college kids,
Yes.
is the more I'm just old now.
Well, and I think it went later on into the night,
Yeah,
because I think we got there around 8.
correct.
And so at that point, like you see like the dad vibe guys who are like
Right.
white t-shirt and basketball shorts
And they're runners.
the New Balance shoes.
Yeah.
Which one did ask me to dance with him.
Right.
He was like super tall.
He was
so-
wearing a baseball cap.
Yeah. He was like, had the dad vibes going
Yeah.
on. He was just
Long
twirling
too short.
and spinning.
He either had just mowed the lawn or he was gonna go mow the lawn.
Yeah.
One of the two was
He's
gonna
ready for it
Yeah.
either way.
Right.
But yeah, so it was like those types early on with us when we got there.
Yeah, but then later on as the night went on,
The
all
young
the
kids started growing up.
15-year-olds start showing
And I'm
up.
like, man, babies.
Yeah, they're all Noah's age.
Oh, yes,
My
it's
oldest
true.
son, he turns 21 in a few months, but whatever.
And then like the tired I feel, and I see them like with all this energy because like every song, if you ever been to a country bar lately, has some type of dance go to it.
Yeah,
Like, and then everybody knows it. Like all of a sudden, everybody's on the floor. And don't get me wrong, I love myself a good like
line dance.
line dance.
Yeah.
It's like from
Not me.
dating back all the way to the Macarena and the electric slide. I mean, I was out there on the dance floor doing all those things, but these moves
Yeah,
for these new like country songs, holy moly, they are just like stumping and jumping and dipping it low and back up, and the way these knees are set up these days. I don't
you're an
think
old
I've
lady.
done it.
You're in your mid-30s.
Yeah, there was one that they really like are kicking, dropping it, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna bounce.
It just blows me away how many songs have a different line dance that everyone on the dance floor knows.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that has a lot to do with like TikTok.
I'm sure,
And,
but it used to just be
reels.
like, Copperhead Row and friggin' I couldn't even name another one right now. You had like 4, and they probably did not play them back to back to back.
Yeah.
like they do here.
Yeah.
Or when we went to that bar out in a little bit of Texas in
Yeah.
El Paso, it was like 17 in a row. When my buddy Josh was out there with us, and he was looking like, God, how many line dances do we have for these things? Unreal.
It is.
Anywho,
I appreciate it because
I'm
I like
getting
to
old.
watch it.
Sure, I had a beer. It was fine. Whatever. But that ended our week. Last week, I officially completed the initial requirements for my new job. So we were in Phoenix for about 3 days, doing all these classes and training and stuff. But it was not so different from what I already did. You know, as a recruiter in the Air Force, it was a lot of just refresher training. So that made me very comfortable. I was good at that. But it was cool. I'm in a professional setting now. Like I wear a polo. I might even put on a button up. I don't know if I'm gonna get that crazy, but I for sure have a suit. As some of you have seen, if you look at my Instagram, when we went to the Bahamas, I had a suit,
Yeah.
full on
it's
suit.
Civilian, like this is your first
Boy, it was
official
clean.
civilian job
Yeah,
after leaving the military.
as an adult.
As an adult.
Yes,
That's true.
I've never had a real job as an adult.
Yeah.
I worked at Taco Villa and Sears. At 17 and 18 years old,
Mhm.
you know, and still shout out to Taco Villa in Odessa, Texas, bro. Go get you a combination burrito because so good. That's my brother. I know you're listening. We had them on the way home. They were delicious. Anyway,
Yeah. Before we go on, do not like Taco Bella. Just to put that out there.
the problem with my wife is
waiting to happen.
it's because whenever you put flavor in anything, she's like, ew.
No,
So
not true.
she's very
Not true.
watered down with her food
That's
choices.
true.
But
I'm no longer
until
visible.
I came in,
However,
yes, ma'am.
Taco Villa, not the business. Sorry.
Rose's Cafe. We love
Roses,
that.
I like
and it's
Roses.
very similar.
No, it's not.
They're owned by the same guy. I think he did.
No.
He was 110 whenever I worked for him 20 years ago. There's no way he's 130.
Anyways, your first real civilian job.
Yeah,
Being
as a
an
grown up.
adult. Yeah.
I don't have to, but you just look more professional with
Well, I feel like you're getting
golf pants.
more comfortable in those.
I just feel a little confident because I feel like I look good in a polo.
You do. You look good, and you are confident in the job.
Well, yeah.
That's something that you've kind of perfected being a recruiter.
I obviously don't have any issue talking to people, whether they're be online or in real life on the phone. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, and so I think you are just naturally falling into this job, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous at first because, like, coming out of retirement from the military, transitioning over to a civilian job, because there's just different, like, not rules, but like different personality, different ways that things are run in the military versus the civilian side.
Right.
And I just didn't know how you were going to mesh with that.
Well, I was in for 20 years. I was the rule maker. I was a mass sergeant. Like I was
At the end.
at my last 3.5 years.
Yeah, but you always, like in the military, like everybody has this, these rules that they're following. Everybody knows how they're supposed to be. You get those onesie twosies that are,
Yeah.
But for the most part, everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're understood. Like there's a chain of command, which just means that there's leadership and everybody falls within that leadership, and you're supposed to go through one and then the next and so on and so forth. And to be fair, the civilian world is similar, but doesn't really run the same and isn't really like
a lot of things you can't say as a civilian that you can in the military. Well, probably shouldn't in the military, but we do it anyway. And there's a lot of things you can't do in the civilian world. But I'm getting adjusted.
Yeah, no, really
I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
I'm learning the product. And we are being vague about it because we don't want to combine the podcast with what we do for work. So
give us a call and write us a message.
Give me a call.
We'll be happy to talk to you about what we do.
All day. Because again, I don't shut up. But when we were there, we went to the fanciest sushi restaurant I've ever been to. And in reality, it's probably,
I was
I don't
going to
know
say
how sanitary it was, but
okay, so I wouldn't say fancy,
fancy.
but I would say it was very cool.
Oh, Robot brought us our drinks.
Yeah. Well, that's like the new thing these days.
Had we known that was what was going to happen, we for sure would have recorded it, but we didn't.
But is that the first time you've seen that? A robot serving the drinks?
Yes.
Okay. because this, and then why it wasn't like a huge surprise to me.
I know you've already seen it because you're so
Yes,
cool.
but I'm talking to our listeners.
Well, she's super cool. We were hanging out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so we were in LA. We had just gone to Disneyland. We were going to breakfast. It was the day we were leaving. And we were it was just a restaurant. And this little robot thing comes out to bring us our drinks.
Yeah.
And it has like these little eyes, and it's this cute little robot, right? And it's hard to explain it. It's like a rolling.
Imagine a Roomba,
Yes.
but with
But
shelves.
tall. Yeah, shelves. Yeah. And so it rolls over. And I believe it was bringing my mom, like my mom and me a drink. And so we
Like
grabbed the
eyeballs.
drinks off, and it's like staring at us like these dead eyes and this smile. And we're like, okay, thank you. And it's just staring in this smile. And we're like, okay, you can roll away now. Because we were trying to
Please
eat.
stop watching us eat my eggs.
So to me, that was a first experience. So I got the awkward, wow, this is kind of crazy weird out of the way. So when it showed up to our table at the sushi restaurant, well, initially she was like, they're going to bring, your drinks are going to come out with blah, blah, blah. I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear her
Process.
either.
I was like, so like, do we go?
Well, she said if we want alcohol, and it was middle of the day, and I know what everybody thinks, but no, I was not going to order alcohol. Then she would bring it to us. But if not, then she said something like, she mumbled something. I thought she said like at the end of the bar or something. And
Yeah, I didn't know what she said.
Right.
So then I was just like,
up
okay.
shows freaking Wally.
Yeah. And it just like pulled up. This one didn't have a face.
Yeah,
So,
it had little eyes.
did it?
Mhm.
On the other side? Because
Well, not on its backside.
well, no, because the one we saw was like facing you with the drinks.
Well, I know because our table next to us, after we were getting ready to leave, they had just sat down and their drinks had. So when he turned around to give them their drinks, you could see his little face on it.
Face.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first thing that we saw. But walking, it's really cool. I believe it's called a rolling sushi bar. So what's happening is these little conveyor belts are going around each table,
Mhm.
and the little pieces of sushi are going around on these
On
little
little
plates, going through the bar.
And they're covered and stuff.
Yeah, it's covered, and they teach you how to like pull the plate out of the, because
You know,
we struggled,
mess that up.
and we did. We struggled. Like if it's like lift it. This is what they told you. Just lift it. He's like, I am lifting it.
Freaking lifting.
But it was really cool. And then they had like another menu, and if you order off that menu, it'll come like directly to your table, but still like on a little conveyor belt, and
Yeah.
it just like zimps over. And it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And then the kicker was, she's like, if you eat 15 plates,
15 plate.
then you get a surprise.
Yeah.
And I was like, challenge
Challenge
accepted.
accepted.
We have to do this now.
It was the worst surprise.
Oh my God. Well, no, it
was
wasn't the worst
I ate
surprise.
2 pieces
It
of
was
cheesecake for
great.
that dang thing.
You loved that
I
cheesecake.
didn't. I was full.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we
Not-
were full.
not
I was
bad either.
definitely full. But they were, so they're small plates. I'm
Yeah.
going to say maybe like 5 inches.
Barely bigger than like a teacup plate.
Yeah, so just a little tiny plate, and maybe like 2 pieces of sushi, 2 to 4 pieces of sushi,
Yeah.
depending on the roll. And then they had some of the rolls with, like, we had a couple of eel rolls,
Eel.
which were really good. And so then
I'm
we had
very
dessert.
cultured.
Now you're very cultured. And so when it's like this little slot, and the plates go through them.
Mhm.
And so we got the
Plates.
15th plate, and it goes through. And I was like, what's going on? And then this little video pops up, because it's like a little video screen at your table. And it's like this little character, and he's trying to defeat the shark, and the shark has a secret recipe in its mouth, and it gets it back. And it's like, pulls
Like
up this thing.
wasabi or something.
It's like the famous wasabi recipe.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, below the screen, this little ball comes rolling. Choop! It's like little, you just like when you get off the little quarter
Yeah.
bending kind of machines for the toys and the
Mhm.
gumballs and all that stuff. So similar. Open that up, and it's this little tiny keychain looking thing.
Give it to
Like,
Gordy.
yeah, we gave it to Gordy. It was still exciting. I think it was fun.
It's just a brilliant marketing.
Yeah. And I think if it was like more of us,
We needed definitely at least 2 more people.
yeah,
It would have been just fine.
easier.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't be so full. And
Let's
we'd
bring-
get to it faster.
Bring bigger people though.
Yeah.
Well, not bigger. We could just bring Mariano, and he would. He'd probably do the 15
Yeah,
plates
by
on his own.
himself.
I do.
Yeah. But it was fun. I really liked it. I love going to those new and like innovative restaurants.
It
that
was
are just different. It was cool.
Not usually my bag, but it was pretty neat.
Yeah, and the sushi was good.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was
For
like,
the most part, there was some that I was like,
which one?
like that one with the steak on it that I thought was gonna be bomb, but the steak was cold, and it's just
The
like,
what, Wagyu?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because Wagyu's supposed to be really good. and it was just like a plop. It's almost like if it were a sushi roll, but with the steak.
Should have been one of the, because you can also order like a whatever you want, but it wasn't on the menu.
It wasn't on the
It
menu.
wasn't on the menu to order it, because then there's another conveyor belt above that that if you order something, it'll come straight to you and it'll stop at your table and you just pull it off and then
I
good to
said
go.
that.
It's crazy. What?
I said that.
I wasn't listening. Anyways,
So,
what?
where were you? Just looking at me, not
No,
even paying attention to
I
what
thought
I
you were
said?
talking about the first conveyor belt. There's
I
two of
said,
them.
and then you can order and it comes straight to you.
I don't believe you. Anyways, while we were there, we stayed at the
Wow.
little hotel next to the big building. It was some fancy area in Phoenix. I'd never
The
been.
Biltmore
The Biltmore
district.
District. Good stuff. And I mean, we just stayed like at the Hampton, and for whatever reason, it was like astronomical. I guess because of the area that it was in, but it wasn't like a fancy.
No,
by no
but
means.
I would love for you to share because I
Yeah.
think it's a great skill to have. Your negotiation.
Negotiation.
Of our room price.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope.
You just gotta ask.
Ask what?
So I walked up and I purposefully did not book a room when we got there. I was like, well, because it was, I think originally listed for like $229 a night, right? And I said, let me just go ask and see if I can't get a better rate. Because I'm former military, retired. Sometimes you get a discount, whatever. So I went in there and I remember the lady's name and I was like, hi, Miss Elizabeth, how's it going? And she had her little name tag on, obviously. And I said, I'm looking for a room. She goes, okay, well, we have, it's 229. And I was like, yeah, no, I saw that online. I was wondering if there's anything you could do better, like that. She was like, okay, let me take a look. And she's like, click, 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 click. And then she was like, how about 199? Like she took off $30. And I was like, is that the best you can do? Because I watched some Dave Ramsey, and he always says, Dave Ramsey, for those that do not know, my dude's got a little bit of money. He said, when you're negotiating with somebody, when it gets towards the end, always ask that question. Is that the best price you can give me? So I did. And she looked at the computer again and was like, hold on, let me.
Well, did you tell her? Well, we saw rates.
Nope, not yet.
Oh, okay,
I'm not there yet. Can I tell my story or do you want to jump in? Do you want to tell it? You
Sorry,
want
I
me to tell
wasn't listening.
So then she pops off with 179. 179. And I mean, for me, still 108 because then you got taxes and all that stuff. I was like, it's still gonna be like $200 for the night. I was like, it's still a little out of my range right now. I saw I think it was like a extended stay suites or something nearby, and it really was. It was about a mile and a half away. And she was like, "Oh, don't tell me it's that one on so and so street." And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." She goes, "Oh my God, don't stay there." And then she clicked it, click, click, click again. She was like, "I can do 159." And I was like, "Now we're talking 159 for the night plus taxes and stuff like that." But it was going to be 229, and I got a solid. What is that? $70 off for the night.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It was
Just
pretty
saying.
impressive. I'm going to be honest. Like, I was a little nervous because, me, like,
She's
not
all
wanting
anxious,
to
isn't she?
ask. Yeah, I was very anxious. So I was like, I'm just going to go sit over there.
She did 100% stand away from me. She did not stand with me.
I don't want to be there. I was like super nervous about it.
all
Super
awkward.
anxious and like awkward. I was like, I'm going to go sit down.
And not me. Most she was going to do is say, no, we're going to stay at that ghetto extended suite.
No, I would have paid more to stay there. But either way, I was very
Go with 229.
done it for the experience. No, it was cool sitting.
Quote, comment.
It was cool seeing that. So I just got to sit on the side and watch it all go down, though. So I was very impressed.
It was
And it's a
neat.
very good skill to have. And don't be shy like me. Just go and ask. And
But the one thing that it did have that I was very impressed with, because again, the rooms were just pretty basic, and even like the breakfast was like, it was not bad, it was small selection.
Mhm.
And then we were able to go to the gym though. That's something that we have been trying to remain consistent on.
Yes.
I think we've been doing a pretty decent job at it. But we went to the little gym and I expected, a cable machine, a couple treadmills, and maybe a little stationary bike or something. And this thing had dumbbells, had the cable machine, had mats if you wanted to do like yoga and whatnot, a bunch of treadmills.
Mhm.
And it had, what do you call them? Those not dumbbells, but kettlebells. They just had all kind. It legitimately was a pretty decent sized gym, and we're going in there. And the reason for me wanting to remain as consistent as I am, 10% probably for my health, Maybe for extended life, maybe that's about
Yeah,
the 10,
10%. That's
15%.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, to keep
roughly.
yourself healthy and
And the
alive.
other 85 to 90%, I'll be real with you. I got 4 boys and a beautiful daughter. I can't be having any of them along with whoever my daughter eventually brings home, which she's already bringing, one little kid home.
Little.
Yeah,
6 foot
like
something.
6'2", but what are you flinching for? I want to maintain the presence of, let's just call it the alpha male, the top of my food chain in my house. I don't want anybody to walk in and think that they could challenge me. And that includes my boys.
Right.
From Noah to Gordy. Because Gordy's gonna be the one that's like, oh, you're lifting? I'm gonna go lift too.
Gordy's going to be the one that challenges you the most.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what was it the other day? We were sitting in the car and he goes, Daddy,
You're not.
You're not
Or
a
no, he said the strongest man in the world is bigger than you. And I was like, oh, okay. That's that's neat.
Yeah.
That was completely unprompted. Nobody.
Yeah.
We weren't
No,
talking about
yeah,
strength or anything.
No, it was just random. He was like,
I
Daddy.
think we were headed to the baseball game.
Yeah, we were going to the baseball game. He was like, Daddy, the strongest man? He's stronger than you.
He's stronger than you.
And we're
I was
like,
okay.
Okay.
I said, are you sure about that? And he was like, yep. I said, and then I flexed on him. I have fairly decent sized arms, and I flexed on him. He goes, maybe y'all are the same size. I don't know. Maybe you are bigger than him. Maybe you are bigger than him. And I was like, I don't know. I guess there's only one way to tell. Maybe I am the strongest man in the world. And he was like, I don't know. Maybe. That completely changed his mind to an unprompted diss. Like he was just trying to be like, "Sup, fool?"
Like random.
Yeah, he was just trying to check me.
The challenge.
Yeah. So he just popped off with a thing, and then
he's
Daddy,
the one that's going to be
yeah,
challenged.
but Daddy kind of showed him, and he was just like, "Oh, how about that? My bad."
So, Jim, not because you want to stay healthy and
Correct.
alive.
No, I do. I said like 10%.
Yeah.
Maybe 15.
That's very small compared to challenging.
Well, luckily for you, the benefits of me doing this still, the results are the same. Life will still be potentially extended, but the reason behind it is, to just maintain that dominance
Right.
in my household.
100%. No, but I think for you,
Mhm.
and that's why, like, when we first started this, like, gymming this year,
Mhm.
right, and going to the gym, like, I
Yeah.
was working out with you, and unfortunately, like, I get bored.
Yeah.
I was like getting bored of these, like,
I have very basic workouts.
well, not even basic, but then you're like the meathead kind of feel of the lifting, and you're like taking your break and you're sitting there on your phone or like for that minute in between the rest, and I'm just like,
I lift a
Can we
little heavier than you, so
we
it
just
takes a
breathe?
little more recovery.
yeah, no, I understand that, I get it. So I'm just like, I get so I'm like,
Feel
okay,
like you
can we
don't.
move, let's go, let's keep going, let's move it.
Mhm.
You know,
You want to go all fast though? I'm like, bruh,
yeah,
we're not like starting probably in May. We'll start doing lightweight, high rep. Start getting shredded.
sure, you maybe.
Yeah. No,
I
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta mix it up.
right,
Kids.
but we had to break up in the
And she
gym.
gets. I know it. Well,
We had to break up in the gym.
we
So I was
still
like,
see each other.
I have other
I have other
goals
goals
in my life.
We're going in different
We're
directions.
going in different directions. I'm so sorry.
I'll miss you, but we're still right. Carpooling.
Yeah. You're
There and
still
back.
going to
Okay.
drive me.
Got it.
Just so you know.
Passenger privilege.
But yeah, always. And so, yeah, we did break up in the gym.
Yep.
And now I do my own
I'm
workouts.
not gonna lie. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do. And so the thing about it is, I think at first you were a little.
It was. And that was one of my biggest holdups when I was getting heavier and heavier. I always that mental excuse of I don't like lifting by myself. I don't like working out by myself. I always enjoyed because for the longest time, whenever I was the most fit in my 20s, I had a lifting partner
Mhm.
and we were very similar in stature and strength and stuff. Not in body type. That dude looked like a freaking Ken doll. I look like a freaking Snuggie wearing Ken doll, I guess. You can put just a little Snuggie on that. Something like that. Anyway, and
What is it? We can get into body positivity like the Barbie movie, and you're just Ken, and they're all different Kens.
just different
But you're
Kens.
all very special.
Right.
Anyways, so having a workout partner.
Yeah, I was fatter. Anyway, that we would push each other, and it was a lot of time like toxic masculinity, like don't be a B, you can lift this, and whether we could or couldn't, we'd at least give it a shot, and that helped maintain a competition, like a healthy competition, and that was easier for me to go to the gym when you didn't want to.
Yeah, but I think if we were working out and I would tell you don't be a bee, it'll come off differently, and I think you get hurt, and you're like,
Because you're a little girl.
say that to me.
Because you're a baby, little tiny girl, and that's not the same thing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't tell you that.
Also, I am your protector. So it's different whenever it comes from you compared to some dude that, we just drink together.
Yeah.
So
You got out of your head about working out alone.
I just finally, I guess, I don't know, listening to different podcasts or influencers or actual lifters or whatever. And it was just consistency. And that was just, I think that's the one word that plays in my head every morning. I don't want to get up and go to the gym. Consistency.
That's our thing.
Consistency.
Mhm.
You don't have to be the best at everything you're doing. Like any workout is better than no workout.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're like, okay, we got to keep pushing. We got to stay consistent. It's been working.
It has. I think I've also put that into my mindset. I kind of made that my second quarter, probably the rest of this year, but just to start it now because I had a bad first quarter, the January to March. I think not that it was bad, but just some things happened and kind of shook us up a little bit, shook me up a lot. And I think now I'm getting back into the swing and feeling like myself again,
Right.
like getting on the consistency train because it was a little hard for me too.
Yeah.
But I think for you, I think being able to do our own thing now in the gym, I like it because it gives us some of that space between us, and like because we're always doing everything together
Everything.
and we're always together. I like the idea of it because I'm working out and I get to like check you out from across the gym while doing my workouts, and then kind of just I like to move quickly through the gym, and it's not that I'm not. I like to move quickly, but get those workouts in, right? So I'm doing them, but I want to move on to the next one, and it's easier for me to do that because I get bored so easy chilling and just taking all that time in between each workout.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, for me, I am over the having to have a partner. Like I would 100% welcome a partner if somebody wanted to jump in and be like, hey, let's get going. I would be down as long as they were similar to, the mentality that I had. Anybody who's not, I'm like, we're good. I just don't like teaching.
Well, and that's really, I mean, for me too. I struggled with it because like I said, how the pace. I like to keep my pace. I hate waiting for somebody. I hate doing
I
that
think
thing.
that has a lot to do with the ADHD, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
But like when I was deployed,
Mm-hmm.
I started there working out by myself, doing my thing, and one of the girls that came along after me, she was a little bit more heavy set. She's like, "Can you help me in the gym?" And I was like, "Of course." And so she was doing the workouts with me, but then I was like getting slowed down and getting distracted. And I was trying to teach her, but I was like, "But I just want to get through this workout because I want to get on to the next thing." And so eventually she stopped working out with me, and I got to working out by myself
And you're
again.
like, no, don't quit.
Yeah. No, she stopped going to the gym.
Yeah.
That's not on me. That's not on me.
No,
It's
I
not
ain't
my
on you at all.
responsibility, even though sometimes I feel like
I'm going to guess she was a grown up.
she's a grown up.
Yeah.
She made her own decisions. But it's just hard for me to like slow down and just work through it. Even sometimes, like if I'm there working out with somebody and we're just talking, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Can we talk and lift too? Or
Yeah,
can
talking lift.
Can
No,
you
no.
text and do your leg workout? Like,
Right.
let's keep it moving.
Yeah, only be on the phone whenever your partner's lifting.
Yeah.
Like not whenever it's your turn. Put your phone down.
But yeah, I mean, we're not working out together. We're broken up in the gym. So
Yeah,
we used to do that.
It's advice. That's a lie. That's never.
It was one of the things that drove me nuts.
That's a lie.
Like I would finish my set and I'd look over and you'd be down texting, and I'm like, finished. It's your turn.
It's probably work related or something.
Either way, I was like, we're in the gym. Keep it moving, mister.
Oh well. Now I'm doing my own thing and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah, I enjoy it too. I think it's good for us to have like our own things going on. And I think sometimes it's difficult for us to have our own things.
Yeah.
Because I think number one, we are very much attached to each other.
Yeah.
So like when we're not doing things, I do miss you, and I'm like, oh. I feel like I get FOMO.
Yeah.
And FOMO is fear of missing out, not homo.
No homo.
No homo.
No issues with the homos. We love you guys. Love you, brother. Anyway,
I love you, brother.
I just want to clarify. Go ahead.
No, FOMO, fear of missing out. And so when you're not with me or we're not together, I think that's one thing that kind of I miss. And then, but like when we're together all the time, we do get to the point where it's like getting irritated with certain things.
Well, I think that's anybody.
Yeah. But
when you spend so much time together, there's bound, because then you also, that's the one that you're comfortable with. Like at least I've never had that thought of like, oh wow, she's probably gonna leave me. It's always just like
You've never had that thought.
I mean, no, not really. But it's like especially married, like since we've been living together, it's always just been like, well, yeah, she's mad, but it should be fine.
Yeah.
Or
Well, and I
I'm mad,
think-
but I'll be fine.
I mean, and that's a barrier I think having to break too, because I think initially that was always something I was in the back of my mind. I was like, well, if I don't do X, Y, and Z, he's gonna leave me.
Right.
Or if
I
we
ain't
get in,
going nowhere.
right. But initially, right
I
now
need
I
to
know.
figure
Now
that
we've discussed that, right? What I'm saying is that initial mentality of being afraid to like express myself or tell you something because you might leave me.
Yeah.
Or if I don't do something or you know something didn't work out, I'm like, oh, he's definitely gonna leave me. He's gonna find someone else. He's gonna go talk to somebody else. He's gonna, you know, go off and do his thing.
I'm way too lazy for that.
And I'm like, we could dig into that deeper, like of the background and the things
Oh,
that I've
yeah.
gone through. But
Trauma,
think if-
big T also. That's
yeah,
a big T.
big
Not a
T.
little T. That's a big T.
And is something that I think I still work on in my life, but I think I'm more confident in our relationship, number one, that I think that if we talk things out, like
Right.
we're gonna be, you're not just gonna leave me.
No.
You're not gonna turn around and be like, okay, I'm out. That we can work through some things.
Yep.
No. And that has given me more confidence to tell you things. Now, do I overly sometimes criticize you and do those things? Yes. But that's because I'm comfortable and like I'm also a fixer. Like
Not you.
I want I want to be able to help fix and get you to be happy but I have to realize like I can't always do that for you. Like,
Right.
I have to also just
Which
sit
is
back.
wild because I'm a fixer. And I'm usually the one that's like, why aren't you trying this? Why aren't you trying that? And early in our relationship, you're like, dude, I don't need that. And I was like, oh, my bad. I don't know. I didn't realize that I was doing something negative, or not so much negative, just something unwanted. But you do it all the time. And I'm just like,
Well, yeah, and I think I do it
bro.
overall with like everything and everybody. I'm always like, there's a better way. Let's do it this way,
Yeah.
you know? Like for example, the concert we went to at the Maverick,
Yeah.
the country bar we went to the other night.
Billy Shaw Jr.
Billy Shaw Jr.
Yeah.
Great. He is amazing
That is
artist. If you haven't, check him out. He's
Yeah.
on Instagram. He'll post his shows there all the time. But we went and saw him. And his wife was there, and she's who I met initially and why we got invited to the concert.
Right.
And she was struggling like to get the t-shirts
Mhm.
set up, like the merchandise, and I like immediately just went over there and started helping her.
And you just did it.
And I just did it. And
She
like
was appreciative, at least outwardly. I don't know if she was like this.
I know. So I kind of think about that when I was like, oh, I should have asked, would you like help? But sometimes people don't take help, even if you ask. And I have to be accepting to be like, they don't want your help. Go away.
Right.
So that's hard for me. It
yeah.
really is because I've always been like that.
I can attest.
Yeah. And so being that in our marriage, it's something I'm definitely working on, something we had a conversation about.
Right.
But something I need from you and something we've talked about is just like more understanding and
Mhm.
empathy and trying to get you to see that and understand that
Right.
because you definitely struggle in that department.
I don't know what empathy is. I never had. I don't. It's not a thing for me.
Yeah.
It's like one of those. Somebody's sad, and you share that sadness. You take on that sadness for that person.
Mhm.
And me, I'm just like, they're there, and then I honestly just went back. Can I leave now? I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now. You're kind of bringing down the vibes.
Yeah.
It's mean. I mean, that's not mean. 'Cause I'm not doing it on purpose, but don't have a lot of empathy.
Yeah.
And by a lot, I mean probably none.
None.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's working through those things, but also trying not to be overly critical
Yeah.
and putting that on you. But I guess that's how it is. And when we're working through these things, when it comes to like our relationship,
Mhm.
because now we're in business together
Right.
and we're married and we're doing all these things. So it's like navigating every hat that we wear together and then not letting them clash.
At least on my end, I think it's not so difficult because we did a lot of remote work when I was still in the military, when you were working for the Army Medical Center. We did a lot of at home stuff. So it was still kind of like, even though we didn't work the same entity, we did work for the same overall umbrella of the military.
Mhm.
And we related to each other's issues and problems. And things like that. So it wasn't that difficult to transition to where now we work together because we are together in this venture that we have. It is, but it's not like it's yours and it's not mine. It's 100% ours. At least for me, it's easy to just be like, no, this is both of us. That's all we need.
Yeah. But I think it's like the communication in it too, because I think when we're working in one, like what I'm saying is not letting, like, say if we were to fight
Yeah.
and then having to go into a meeting
Right.
the next day, and we haven't really gotten through the fight,
Sure.
but we still have to like pull it together and like meet with the client.
Yeah.
It's separating the two and making sure that we're not letting it.
I don't feel like I would have a problem with that. I just don't, again, I don't carry that kind of like weight with me. I don't know if it has to do with empathy or lack thereof, of like, you're mad or I'm mad and now I should be aware of that. It's like, no, now we're working. Shut it off. Turn on the other one. Now we're working. Okay. Done with work. You're still done. See you later.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye. Whatever. I'm going to our room.
Yeah. And it's like separating it and being able to do that
Yeah.
and not clashing them together.
Right.
And I think for the most part, we do really well at it. I think I struggle a little bit more with it.
You know what I love the most about when we fight though? Whenever you're not mad anymore and you say like, oh, I'm not mad anymore. I'm like, okay, good, perfect. Like you don't have to like guess. I'm not mad anymore. I'm not mad about it anymore. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, like actually
Thanks.
expressing.
Correct.
Yeah. Because I think for me, as long as I get everything out and then you give me some space, I can work through it logically.
Yep.
If you're trying to solve it with me immediately, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to like be very upset and probably get very easily hurt at more things, the more things you say to me. And I'm like, we just got to like cool it.
Right.
Because I feel that when we're going through those fights, I'm not being hurt. Because you just want to come over and say all your things and not just say, yes, babe, you're right. Just tell me, be like, babe, I understand you. I'm so sorry. You're the best. I love you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that. You fight me.
I
You
don't
just
know.
want to fight me on
I
it.
don't even know what you just said.
And so you want to fight me. So I'm like, okay, let's put the gloves on and I'll fight you back. And then I realize it gets heated and I see that like emotions are high and I just don't want to deal with it.
We don't hit each other. I just want to clarify. Nobody has gloves.
Oh,
We don't actually. That was just a metaphor.
no.
People be like, dang, man, they go and go in the garage and just.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you just gotta like duke it out and then you're good.
And then you're good. All
No,
bloody and
just
breathing hard. You good? You good?
You're good.
All
You're
right,
good. We can go.
Sweet.
I'm not mad anymore.
No, I'm not mad. Ooh, I'm tired. My face hurts.
Yeah, no. See, that's a moneymaker. You don't hold that.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's giving that time and the space. I think too, I'm almost like, hopefully you're thinking about it or realizing it or going through something to be understanding of it.
Probably not. But what I try my absolute best to listen. If you're like, I just need space, I'm not like, well, I'm not going to give you space. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm on the couch if you need anything. And if that space, when you say you need space, it's not until you come to me. I won't go to you. I'll say she needs space, and that's fine. And it's not even in like a petty or upset. Like I'm legit. Like she needs space. I'm gonna go hang out. Watch women's basketball. Whatever's on. I don't know.
No, and sometimes I enjoy the space, even though we are in a fight, because then I can go watch like the show that I'm interested in, and then do some things that I don't feel like I can do if we're like in good space. Because when we're in good space, like we're doing everything together. Like I said, watching things together, doing stuff together. So when we're in a fight, I'm like, oh, good, I can take this time to watch some Temptation Island.
Every one of those shows is exactly the same. The Housewives, the Kardashians, the Temptation Island, the Lonely Island, the Bad Island. Yeah. They're all the same thing.
It's my trash TV. I love it.
But it's all the same thing.
And that's why I start fights with you sometimes, so I can go watch my shows. You
could also just say, hey, I'm going to go watch the show. And I'll be like, cool. I'm going to not. Yeah. Start something else on Paramount or something.
Yeah. And then you start watching something I wanted to watch with you. I'm like, why are you watching that?
Now I'm in trouble.
We're supposed to watch that together. And now that we work at the same office too, it's like, well, what do we want to watch? And we can't really watch something that's too distracting or pulls us in that has too much detail because we're working.
Correct. So that's why you get to put on your trash TV. Because I don't mind it being in the background. And worst case scenario, I throw my headphones on. But
yeah. sometimes you get into it. Sometimes you start asking, like, what happened with that couple? Did
Yeah.
they ever just do this or do that? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, let me tell you. And I love when you ask because then I get to go into all the detail
Right.
with you about it.
Has to be fair. In fairness, I'm just engaging, but
And I appreciate
whatever
that.
works.
It makes me very excited.
Yep. I have zero actual interest.
Yeah, I know. But you just like humor me and you let me like
Right.
gossip. Like, because you're my gossip friend that I
Right.
talk to 24/7.
Sure.
And I love it too because like I started reading Fourth Wing.
Mhm.
Well, not reading. I don't read. It's not that
Audible.
it's because I
It's
can't read.
you can't even read. It's
I
Audible.
listen.
Being read the book is the same thing as reading the book.
But it's not only that. Is I buy the dramatization of the book.
Oh, they get like the extra
Yeah.
sounds and stuff.
Well,
Cochino.
no, well, yeah, they do have the extra sound.
Yeah.
But they also like they act out vocally
Right.
thing, and it's like different actors, different vocal actors do with the different characters,
Sure.
and I think it keeps me more
Theatrical.
engaged. Yeah, it's theatrical. It's very good, and I
Mhm.
like it. So it keeps me more engaged, and like it's exciting for me. And so I think that's fun, and then I get to share it with you.
Yeah.
We should listen to it, and then
I listened to that one book when we were driving to Austin, and you put that one book on. I'm like, bro, we about to pull over. This cochina stuff's getting me all like, what up, bro?
Some of those books, I know.
I was blown away.
I know. And if you
Like,
know, what's so
dang.
funny too is like when I start reading the book, because there's some books they like hit it right off. They're like, "Oh, we're in it," and then some of them are like, "Okay, you gotta introduce the characters, and you have to get through it." I'm like, "Okay, get to the smut already."
Yeah, no
I'm
kidding.
not sure. I know there's other people that can relate when it comes.
These
to
books wouldn't be so popular if it wasn't.
It's very true. Yeah. So Fourth Wing is pretty cool. I'm starting that one. I meant to start a long time ago because I read all the Thorns, Court of Thorns and Roses, all of those series books.
Yep, I know exactly which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, yes you do, because that was one of the books we were listening to on the drive with the fairies and yeah. And then I started reading like the It Ends With Us and Verity. I like a good thriller book too.
I did like that It Ends With Us, and you explained Verity to me, and
Yeah.
it seemed very interesting.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't all. And also, I don't mind the books that you read
mean,
like
it
that.
was.
Those are fine for me in a sense of, like the fantasy things that you. I don't mind them. They're just not interesting to me as far
Yeah.
as like the.
Like for you to do it on your own.
Yeah, the fantasy stuff like the Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potter stuff. That's not stuff that I've done on my own. I have gotten into it like the Harry Potter stuff because Layla made me. Whenever I had my ankle surgery and I couldn't go anywhere,
Yeah.
she's like, "We're watching all of the movies." I fell asleep during all of them except for the last one because then they were like fighting. I was like, "Okay, this one's dope."
Yeah.
But
No, I mean,
and
yeah,
she got all mad because I'm a Gryffindor. I don't even know what that means. I was like, "How do you think I lied about?" Like, she was like, "That's a lie. You were something else." And I was like, "So now I bought the T-shirt. I got the cup." She's all like, "Oh, you can't wear that." Well, guess what?
Yeah. Well, I'm
totally wearing it to Universal this year too.
Yeah, we are going. When we have to rewatch them, so you know.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's gonna be. It's
Let's
gonna
do
be
it.
crazy.
I'm down.
But yeah, it's funny we got like way off there. I don't remember even how we got
It was
there.
the books. You were
The
reading
books.
these books.
Yeah, but the books. Listening to them.
Yeah.
They're awesome. You humor me because we went from the trash TV to my books
To your books, but
to all the things that make us like in our relationship because we're such good friends together.
right. I love you.
I love you too.
You're pretty cool. I know. Don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Oh,
I'm
whatever.
crying.
Same with Star Wars. I'm looking at the little lady behind. What's her name? Leia.
Leia.
And yep, Leia. And same with Star Wars. Like I didn't watch Star Wars before I got with you. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for it,
Yeah.
And then if a new one comes out, I'm like, yeah, let's go watch it. It's neat. It's not something that I would do on my own, but it is easy to. I relate it to football.
Right. And we humor each other in those
Right. For
things.
you, like you do get into the games, but you couldn't care less that the draft is coming up in another couple weeks. You could care less who we're going to draft. You have no idea.
Nope.
Where they're coming from. It's stuff. I've been
Did you say
watching
who
all the.
we're gonna draft?
Well, I'm part of the team. I thought we've already established this. Earlier podcast, I thought we're going to draft. Yes. They have asked for significant input, sort of. I've given mentally. Anyways, yes, it's like when you watch it and you're part of it, but you wouldn't do it on your own, and that's not something that's like super interesting, but it's interesting enough for you to be part of it.
Right.
So that's the same thing.
Well,
with
and I
all the other
think like
things.
you said earlier with me is I think I enjoy seeing you like be all into it
Right.
and enjoying yourself and watching and being able to like go through something you really enjoy.
I did like that it ends with us whenever you not read me the book, but you kind of covered the book with me. And then we got to watch the movie, and I was like, oh, dang.
Mhm.
Obviously, too, it was a little different because you actually read the book.
Yeah.
And for me, that was my first like full on experience. And then, but then, the way it ended and all that kind of stuff, I was like, oh my goodness. And it did kind of give me a little PTSD with like the environment
yeah.
and the events of the things. I found myself like holding my breath. And I was like, oh boy. But that's neither here nor there. And that was one that I did like legitimately enjoy.
Mhm.
And I think the one that is about to come out
Oh
was
my gosh.
Verity.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, and you've been showing me like the
Oh my god.
updates. on that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They've been posting updates of like images.
I'm like, okay, hold up.
Yeah, yeah.
Might
It's
be
a little grimy.
might be
It's
getting in
gonna
on this one too.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
But I think that's what makes us great as partners, is we're friends
Right.
as well. We enjoy each other's company for the most part. I would say about 95% of the time.
right.
We enjoy each other's company. That 5% is when I get to watch my trash TVs where we got them.
Or go to the gym by
Or go to
ourselves.
the gym by
Yeah,
ourselves.
together but by
No,
ourselves.
but I think the gym's different because like we're there still together.
Right.
We're experiencing it together. Just
Yeah, but we literally don't even talk.
we don't.
You just walk by and I'm like, so checking out your butt, both there and back.
Can I connect the two today?
Mhm.
Did you see? I'm going to connect my fairy books and the gym.
Okay.
Did you see that guy when we walked into the gym today? He's new. I haven't seen him before. He's got the long ass.
Oh,
hair.
Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh,
that
Jason,
guy.
yeah.
I was like,
He had
who
like
is this guy?
you had like a man bun, but like at shoulder level.
No, his hair was as long as mine.
No, but okay, yeah, my bad. Well, that's why I said Jason Momoa, because then everybody got the image of Jason Momoa with freaking long hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
Long
was like he's probably Mexican if I had to guess because of our demographic. But
Yeah. His hair was like half up, half down in the man bun.
the man bun was like
With,
at
like-
the neck level, like
Yeah, yeah. And
I
then
was-
he had a tank top on.
right,
He had like muscles and tattoos.
Shredded.
Beard.
yeah,
Like I would say like if one of the characters from one of my books, like the night fairies
Sure.
or whatever they are, the dragon riders, I was like, he would be a character in that
Right.
book. I was like, holy crap, who is this guy? And then
Yeah.
he left. I don't know.
he was there for a while.
I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
He's a character out of a book.
He was alright. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, he was probably a 9, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to connect the two because I don't know if you saw him. We haven't
Were
talked
you
about it
listening to the book?
today. Yeah, I was listening to the
So I
book.
made it probably even.
No,
yeah,
because I didn't get to see him because he left. I was in a different part of the gym.
Oh, well, I mean, he was
But
there
it
for a while because he
probably
was on
would've
my
been,
side,
like,
my side of the gym.
a lot better.
Oh,
Dude,
dang.
I'm just kidding.
Wow. Anywho, that's how that ended. That
Don't.
was fun. Not going to the gym with you. Oh my god. Oh, she's gonna. Yeah.
Not going at that time anymore.
Yeah.
No.
No, he legit was. When I first walked in, I was like, "Dang, fool!"
Yeah.
I immediately thought Jason Momoa.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah,
Not as like jacked. He was skinnier.
yeah he
but-
was a little bit skinnier, but yeah, I could see that. But anyways, so to finish off this episode,
Yeah, that's
a
that.
little bit of fun. Let's get off those subjects now.
Whatever.
I opened a can of worms.
Yeah.
And on to go watch my trashy TV now.
I'm gonna go sit with my body dysmorphia. I'll be back.
So one thing that we know that you're amazing at, or at
Mm.
least I know you're amazing
Yeah.
at, and we want to share with our followers now, or at least me.
All 14 of them. What up,
Yeah,
guys?
like a bunch.
I
We have
know,
a
it's
bunch.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. You got recognized.
I know. We already went over that. It's great.
And I'm just reminding you, I'm hyping you up.
You do not need to remind me
I'm hyping you up for this. Easy trivia.
yet.
So we again listened to Bobby
My
Bones,
bones.
and David's a huge fan.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He
I've met him.
you have. It was really cool.
It was awesome.
And so they do easy trivia, and David's really good at easy trivia. David's really good, or Herm, I call you David.
Sure,
Anyways,
they get it.
is really good at any kind of trivia. He's like, if you've ever seen,
Calm down. I don't know any kind of trivia, but a lot of
yeah,
trivia.
yeah. What is it? Paul Blart, Male Cop,
Mall cop,
Mall
not
Cop.
mall cop.
Male Cop.
It's
No.
ma'am. Yeah.
Paul Blart, No,
You're gonna do it again. You're gonna do it again. Mall cop. Yes.
that movie.
Press forward.
Yeah, so he in that movie is always just like fun fact for you, and like gives off whatever fun fact he's thinking at the
Yeah.
time. David's very similar with that. So, with that being said, we are going to go through some easy trivia for you to end
All
off
right.
this episode.
Let's see what we got.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That's my little easy trivia music.
Boom.
Okay, question number 1. How many legs does a spider have?
A spy. Also a movie quote. 8.
8.
Yes.
That took you a second.
No, it didn't.
Oh, interesting. You might catch you on some of these.
Uh-oh.
That is ding, 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 ding. Correct. I think I used to have a sound on here.
Oh, so you're gonna have like a little bell.
Let me
Anyways.
test it.
I didn't hear nothing.
Something played in it. They heard it.
Oh,
Maybe not us.
sorry,
Sorry.
a cow mooing.
Anyways, on to the next one. Question number 2.
Yep.
What is the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story?
Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm Woody.
Yes, correct. His name is Woody. All right. Question number 3.
Mhm.
What is the color of an emerald?
That is verde. That's green
Green,
for
correct.
you that don't speak Spanish.
That is correct.
Uh-huh.
All right. This one's pretty funny.
Okay.
Pretty easy.
Let me see.
If you freeze water, what do you get?
Right.
Ice.
That is pretty easy. Okay, good.
That one's very easy.
Yeah.
Okay. In the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill, what do Jack and Jill go up the hill to fetch?
A pail of water.
A pail of water.
Yeah.
Correct.
Unless you heard it at my elementary school, then they're doing all kinds of different stuff.
Oh,
Oh, it's bad. Just carry
I'm
on.
talking about like the little
No, Jack and
things.
Jill, and then nope. Nope.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
family friendly.
Yeah, family friendly show. We don't want to
My
talk
mama listens to this thing.
all the things that Jack and Jill. Okay. Here's seems maybe a little bit harder, but I think for
Yeah,
you,
I'll
probably
see.
not. What is the largest planet in our
Mm.
solar system?
El Jupiter.
Jupiter. Ding ding ding.
I know a lot of
Correct.
planet
You do.
facts.
You do.
That's weird.
What year did World War II end?
Ended in 1945 because we said, you know what, y'all don't stop, we're gonna bomb you, and then we bombed them, and then they still didn't stop, and then you know what we did? We bombed them once more again. Problem was that the message wasn't quite delivered to the emperor after the first bomb because we only waited a couple days, and he was like, he didn't understand the true devastation of the first bombs. We're like, fine, boom, dropped the second bomb, and when they finally got it, he was like, bro, chill, okay, and then he finally surrendered.
Ugh. I think I knew that, but hearing
Oh,
it again
well,
makes it just even
I know
more
it was bad.
awful.
Yeah, it was
Ugh.
bad. Just
Anyways.
those poor people. Those so many civilians. Oh, that was
Let's move
terrible.
on. Now I'm going to
Now
tap
I'm
her.
sad.
Way to go.
Hmm. Anywho.
Okay, last 4 questions.
Yeah.
Who painted the Mona Lisa?
I always get these guys mixed up, dude. Huh? Is it Da Vinci?
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Because I think about the Ninja Turtles.
You're trying to go through all the
Donatello.
Ninja Turtles.
Michelangelo. Leonardo, which is who painted
Leonardo
it.
da Vinci.
Yeah. See? That's what I got.
Okay, the last 3 are going to be pop culture, and I'm
Boom.
pretty sure you.
I'm pretty poppy, so.
Yeah, you're pretty poppy. Okay. What is the name of the popular?
Bueller.
What is the name of the popular animated show featuring SpongeBob SquarePants?
That's dumb. It's called SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, I think that one they were trying to catch you.
Oh.
They didn't. It is. It's SpongeBob SquarePants.
Lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob
We used to march to that. We
SquarePants.
used to march to that because that has the perfect cadence for marching.
Anyways.
Yep.
Okay. What is the name of the main character in the Star Wars saga?
The main character?
The main character.
Like Luke? Luke and Duke?
Luke.
The Skywalker?
Yeah, Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker.
I mean, okay, sure.
I mean,
the main
yeah,
character.
No. Well, yeah, so it's like initially, I guess it surrounded him.
Oh, he's got like Darth Vader, even Princess Leia,
Uh-huh.
Honey, and freaking Chewie.
Honey.
Honey, you know what I'm talking about.
Han
My
Solo.
homie Solo.
All right. And the last and final question of
Let's do it.
easier trivia. Easier trivia.
Gotcha.
Easy trivia is, what is the name of the fictional wizarding school in the Harry Potter series?
Remember that time a couple minutes ago that I told you that Layla made me watch all these dumb movies? They're not dumb. They're great. They're super nice, fun, I'm sure, heartfelt movies. Anyways, Hogwarts.
You did it.
Because I watched the movies. I
You
told you.
did watch
And
the movie, but
in
you were
order to
actually
get there,
paying attention.
you have to go to the train station at platform 9 3/4.
Yeah.
Boom. I know stuff, bro.
Good job.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So sometimes you pay attention.
Yeah. What can I say? Trivia.
Sometimes you do. I got really distracted because right up there on the screen behind your head, I mean,
Okay.
no one can see it because it's all bright from the sky, but there is a large grasshopper about the size of my head.
Oh, on the window. Outside, for the record, he's not inside.
Yeah.
But that is a
You know
big
what?
old
I'm
grass.
going to take a picture of it for you guys.
Yeah.
So that way I can post it. And you
It's like the size of Rowdy.
Huge.
Rowdy's our little Yorkshire Terrier. He's a baby.
I got a picture of it for y'all.
You know, he's like 8.
It's giant. It's freaking. Like, if you saw me react a little while ago, so I was trying to keep it cool because I was like, is it on the inside?
Keep it together, man.
It's on the outside. It's dancing.
I think that's just the wind, but sure.
There's no wind out there.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways.
You just listening to Mambo number 5 or what?
Oh, I just tried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Anywho, that's all. Those are the exact lyrics, by the way. Google them.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
That is the end of today's episode. And like I always tell you, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. Thank you so much. Y'all are the best house guests. Bye-bye.
Bye.